Who's that handsome daddy?
Oh, what's his name? Buddy Wackett?
I don't know how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal.
I love scotch. I love scotch.
Relax. Take it slow. And let the good times roll.
What is going on, everybody? This is Inglis coming to you live from down here in Tampa at 101 CSB Studios. Hope everybody's doing good here on a Saturday. It is beautiful fall weather. Hope everybody up north in CT and the dirty Jers is having beautiful weather as it is down here. It is a nice, crisp, about 60, 70 degrees, sunny out, and the cloud in the sky. So I'm excited for college football today. I hope you are too. And just to touch quickly on baseball, there was a lot of good games this weekend. Unfortunate losses for the Rays, Yanks, and Phils. But I don't know. The story was Ivan Nova's forearm getting a little tight. But I don't know about you, but it looked like A-Rod and Ryan Howard's buttholes were a little bit tighter coming up in Game 5. That's just me. Quick comment on that. But let's get back to the topic at hand, college football here. I'm going to run down a few games, a few of the bigger games, and then I like to hit on the local games and some of the rivalry games here that we got going on today. First off, I'm going to start with the Bowling Green in Western Michigan. I know you're saying that, did he really just pick a MAC game to comment on? And I'm like, yes. This is where I feel like you can make some money. These teams that just kind of get overlooked, no one really takes a stab at. So that's what I'm going to do here for you today. Bowling Green, Western Michigan. Western Michigan, I like their team. I've been betting on them a lot this season. They got a senior quarterback, about 8 returning receivers. They've had quality wins against UConn. They had lost a close game at Illinois. I mean, they did get blown out by Michigan, but it was a sloppy game, and they kept it close most of the game. Bowling Green, average offense, average defense, 48th ranked offense, 55th ranked defense. This is a inter-conference divisional rivalry game. It's always close. The spread is 10 points. Even though I like Western Michigan a lot, I just think it's way too much in a conference rivalry game. So I think Bowling Green does cover the 10 points, so I like Bowling Green there. Going next, we're going to stay in the MAC, go to Ohio versus Buffalo. I really like Ohio. Ohio and Western Michigan have been my two sleeper teams so far this season. Ohio has a senior-laden team. They have 18 returning starters. They have the 39th ranked offense and the 14th ranked defense. They're home to a Buffalo team which is 1-4. No real stats on offense. They're horrible on the road. They have the 95th ranked offense and the 75th ranked defense. I just think this bodes well. The spread's at 9 points for Ohio. I think they win easily by 2 touchdowns or more. All right, going over now to the Pac-12. Arizona and Oregon State. 2 teams with a combined total of 1 victory. Arizona has had one of the toughest schedules in the country to start, next to Florida, Alabama, LSU, etc. They have a pretty good offense. They have a good quarterback, a good receiver, and I just Oregon State is not good. I don't care that they're at home. They've lost to Sacramento State. The line's at 2.5 for Arizona. I think they easily cover that by a field goal, maybe even a touchdown. So I like them in that sense. Next, we're going to go over to TCU versus San Diego State. TCU started off the year ranked, had that very memorable opening weekend game against Baylor where they did lose that. They lost last week to SMU, but I think this is one of those where there's an intangible factor to it that they have something to prove. The line's at 5. I like TCU to win by a touchdown. I know San Diego State's got a very good running game, and they have a pretty good quarterback too. But TCU's got the 34th ranked offense, and I think their balance with passing and rushing is just going to be too much. I think they take it in a touchdown. All right, let's go over real quick to the Oklahoma-Texas Red River rivalry game. This game has been getting I don't know why people are overhyping it. I don't know why people are blowing it out of proportion that Texas is back, that they're even going to have a chance to win today. They have no quality wins. I don't care. You look at their schedule. They're young. They have their freshman quarterbacks. I know they have the McCoy to Shipley combination back again. But let's be honest here. Oklahoma has beaten Missouri and Florida State, 2 quality teams. They have the 4th ranked offense. They really don't have any injuries. Travis Lewis is back playing for them, their leader on defense. Ton of upperclassmen. You take away the jerseys, you put it in black and white, you're looking at one team over here, high-powered offense, senior-led team. On the other side of the ball, you have a young, inexperienced team I think Oklahoma, the line, I know the line's at 11. It was at 11 last night. I believe it's at 10 this morning. You might want to check on that, but I don't. It doesn't matter that 1 point because I think Oklahoma in the end will win by 2 touchdowns easily. And I mean, people may say I'm crazy, but I like the favorites. I'm actually jumping on the favorites bandwagon today. I know it's kind of sometimes a no-no, but I like the favorites. Let's go back down to a SEC game that I think is very intriguing. Georgia versus Tennessee. I think these two teams are very similar, both very young, both very talented. 2-star quarterbacks, good running game, good receivers. The difference here is I just think Tennessee's a little bit too young. They played 18 freshmen against Florida, and we saw how that one went. They have their second-best receiver, I believe, is hurt for the season and won't be playing. Georgia has a 7th-ranked defense, and I just think Georgia's a little bit better right now. They're progressing better. I know it's at home. At 2 points, though, I believe Georgia can cover that, and I think they're going to win by a field goal, maybe even a touchdown. So you might want to look out for that one. Now, this next game's pretty interesting. If you're out there in the Northeast and you're at a bar and you look over and you see some guy sitting in the corner, he's probably got a Phillies hat on. It's probably roughly new, probably less than a year old. He's probably got a red Ohio State shirt on, probably has a beer stain on it. Well, I think you should go over, give that man a pat on the back, and possibly buy him a couple rounds of beers because he's having a tough year. My man Tweedly, jumping on the Phillies bandwagon. We saw how that one went. He's become a newly found Ohio State fan, and that's what I'm going to get into next, Ohio State versus Nebraska. I was down there at the Ohio State-Miami game, and it was actually kind of embarrassing. That offense is god-awful. I mean, 19 total passing yards in the game. I mean, against Michigan State, I never felt like they were going to score a touchdown. They're coming in. Nebraska's playing the first home game, in the Big Ten. Ohio State's offense is ranked 109th. I mean, I don't know what much there is to say about Ohio State this year. I mean, usually the chant goes OHIO, and I believe that today and for the rest of the year it's going to go OHNO. The line's at 10.5. I like the favorites here. I know that's a lot of points, especially against the Ohio State team, but I think Nebraska has something to prove. Like I said, I'm riding that intangible factor today. I think Nebraska coming off that beating as Wisconsin's going to come out on fire. Ohio State's going to have no answer on offense, so that game is going to be a 14-point spread. All right, now let's slide on over down to the Florida games, and let's take a look at our first game. That is right. All right, we got Florida State going up to visit Wake Forest. Florida State, I am a Canes fan, and it kind of hurts me to say it, but they do have a quality defense. They're ranked 6th overall in defense. They get E.J. Manuel back. Wake Forest, a very small team on defense, undersized D-line. This is their first quality opponent. I think Florida State needs to get the run game back. They haven't shown that all year. I just think this is they can't lose another ACC game. The players know that. They're going to come out. The line's at 10.5. I think they easily cover that. 2, 3, possibly 4 touchdowns. I don't think Wake's putting up much points on the board. And whether they split time between Triggett and Manuel, I think that Florida State's definitely going to come out on top in this one. All right. I don't know what it would be like to play the number 1 team in the country and the number 2 team in the country, let alone what's probably the best defense in the country and then the second best defense in the country. But that's what Florida's got to do today with a freshman quarterback making his first start. I think LSU's defense is unbelievably athletic, one of the most athletic I've seen ever. And that includes a lot of good teams, but the line's at 14. And I know I've been playing favorites a lot and intangible factors, but I just think with the quarterback controversy, not knowing, probably split in time there, different styles, LSU's offense isn't really that prolific. It's their defense that keeps it in, but let's not forget that Florida has a pretty good defense as well. They're almost just as athletic. I would put them right up there, a notch below both Alabama and LSU. So I think they do cover the 14 points here. I just don't think they score more than 7 points. So I would probably stay away from this one if I was looking to bet, but I do think if you're looking to bet on this one, that Florida is the way to go to cover that 14 points. War Eagle. All right. This is a shout out to my brother Luke up there in Auburn, down in the plains. Not a home game today, that they traveled to Arkansas. Somehow they're ranked 15th. I know they beat South Carolina, but that is a shocking ranking for me. They're playing without the top receiver, Emery Blake, and their top return man and one of their top receivers, Trevon Reed. I believe he's out with an injury. Arkansas has a very high-powered offense. Their defense isn't that good, but their offense is what carries them through. I think after last year's game, Arkansas, like I said, running that intangible motivational factor, I think they come back. The line's at 10. They have the number one passing offense in the SEC. Auburn's defense can't make a tackle. Their pass defense is not up to par with what you're usually used to for an SEC defense. I think at 10 points, Arkansas is going to pull away at the end as much as it pains me. But I think Arkansas wins by 14 points, so I would take Arkansas on that one. All right, this next pick is brought to you by one of our first sponsors, AccuWeather.com. And if we take a look at the weather here, it seems to be a tropical storm beginning in Florida. It's heading up north towards the Virginia area. Oh yeah, that is right, ladies and gentlemen. The Miami Hurricanes going into Blacksburg today. As a Canes fan, it pains me to say that I woke up today not wanting to pick them, thinking that Virginia Tech, you know what, I'm throwing the stats out here. We get Ray Armstrong back. I know we're missing 3 D tackles. I know we're missing our linebacker, but I'm the only one left in the country who still believes in Ja'Cory Harris. Miller time in the backfield, touchdown Tommy Streeter. Travis Benjamin probably going to take back a kick. At 7.5 points, that's nothing. Today, Miami gets back in the ACC hunt with a victory in Blacksburg. I have faith. I'm just going to let this fight song play a little bit. All right, well, that will do it for the first podcast of the season. I know it's coming a little late. Hopefully we'll get one going continually throughout. So I'd like to thank everyone who took a listen today. And all right, I'm going to leave you on one last quote here. Chicks be hawking, chicks be hating, but chicks be flocking when that paper start raking. All right, everybody, thank you for checking me out here on a Saturday. Enjoy.
You see me hustle hard, stack paper, it's alright. Y'all haters, it's nothing, we major. You see me, high hater, high hater, high hater.